Sunday Gnosis, Equinox. It's officially going to be Equinox in about maybe 10 minutes. So welcome in, welcome all. How's everyone doing? This is Sunday Gnosis, the Sunday knowing. As we take a moment to just kind of breathe and relax and center, feeling into the energies of this morning, there's a lot of peace here, right? Even in the communication links with the divine, in the communication links with the grids and the gates and the teams, there is a sense of peace and of gratitude for the experience, for what winter has brought forward for us, and just a little bit of a time of review. There's a little bit within myself, this energetic or this feeling of I don't want to say a sadness, right? But there is this little bit of still that like residual emotional clearing that needs to happen through what's happened with winter, but also to the increased awareness of our own emotional vulnerability, of our own emotional awareness, and what we can do from here on forward towards empowering the realms of emotion, empowering the realms of energetics, and empowering the realms of the rainbows and the crystals and the diamonds. When it comes to the highlighted focus of awareness for passageways, for gateways, and for sacred ceremony, it's always truly within our hearts that we know what our highlighted focus and awareness is. Today, for my awareness, it's the lessons of winter. It's the lessons of summer. And what is it that I am calling forward as an experience for spring to facilitate an A shifting in remembering my mastery and really tuning out the old and really discovering, remembering within what the new vision is for myself. Okay. Empowering the dynamic representation of the diamonds has been a really big key focus that's been coming through for myself. There are a lot of us that are Care Bears, right? And when I think of the rainbows and I think of the crystals and I think of the diamonds, I think of the children, right? And I think about the kids with energetic awareness, the kids that are Care Bears, the kids that are that purified love, and how guardianship is important over the children and over the rainbows, but also too is the importance of us empowering the rainbows, empowering the crystals, crystal children and the crystals within ourselves, and empowering the diamonds to stand in who they are and to know that their awareness, that their lineage truly is a gift and that it can be empowered here and now. And so a part of this for myself, reflecting back on what winter brought forward and even this season of Pisces has truly been about the value of my own emotional realms and the value of my feelings. Whether the feelings had hurt, whether the feelings had brought in peace, whether the emotions brought in whatever they brought in, empowering ourselves to feel again. And so as we're propagating peace and love and we're harmonizing with Equinox and harmonizing with what these passageways entail, there is a little bit of this dip into the void that occurred yesterday as we felt the harmonics dismantle. A lot of various systems and a lot of personal trajectories. And that level of detachment, while it forced us deeper into the body and more into the suit, it also brought up a level of stoicism that kind of facilitated in finding neutrality and balance in what we are harmonizing with and what we are letting go of, right? Resistance to this pathway right now isn't helping. The honoring of flow and the honoring of letting go at deeper and deeper levels, at a really deep intrinsic level too, helps us to step out of the way of who we are as the human and to allow the divine to work with us and to allow the divine to work through us, to allow ourselves to work through us and to allow our light and our energy to help us. Our light holds a lot of solutions for our own personal lives, for our own personal alignment, for our trajectory, and for collective trajectories. And a part of moving through these passageways is opening up to receive the light, the divine intelligence of us, to give us the opportunity to fully align and to step into the empowerment of who we are as soul, the empowerment of who we are as light, the empowerment of who we are as truth, the empowerment of who we are as clarity, the empowerment of who we are as peace, the empowerment of who we are becoming in every now moment. And so the declaration of intention here is to provide opportunity for myself and for others to glow up and to sparkle through these transitions and through these passageways, right? And so there is momentum, right? And sometimes that momentum can feel very quick. Sometimes that momentum can feel very slow. Either way is we're expanding beyond stasis and really step into what it means to evolve as a soul, to evolve as light, to evolve as a light keeper, and to evolve, harmonize, and balance with what the essence of joy and play is on our journey from here on forward. The empowerment of the diamond is really important right now for myself. Because once again, emotional awareness can be a gift if we see it as such. Some might state this as emotional sensitivity. Sensitivity to me still propagates an awareness of weakness. And so I like to use awareness because awareness highlights a key, which is the communication link of our soul with ourself, and how our emotions provide value, and how they not only deepen our knowing and deepen our growth and deepen our expansion, but that emotions are beautiful and that we can celebrate how we feel today. Right? Whether it's a tear, whether it's happiness, whether it's peace, or whether it's neutrality, right? The highest states of bliss and the lowest states of fear always provide us something within that energetic bandwidth range that gives us an opportunity to know and to evolve. That's the communication of the soul. And a communication of the soul that many aren't aware is their soul communicating with them. With labels such as good, bad, and otherwise, right? We start to label and put an imprint on our emotions, right? And as a result, when we feel those things, those imprints come up for us. And this is where we can start to insert judgment over our own awareness. So a part of this Gnosis today, a part of this oracular flow is that we're celebrating. We're celebrating the arrival of Equinox. We're celebrating the arrival of these passageways. And more importantly, we're celebrating us. We're celebrating our keys. We're celebrating our clarity. We're celebrating our knowing. We're celebrating our faith. You know, we're celebrating. We're celebrating. And so even yesterday was really funny. I was like, it's Equinox, happy Equinox. And I started texting everyone, happy Equinox. Oh, wait, 319. Well, the gates opened on 318. That's when we started to feel the gates. It's usually about a 3-day ramp up in these gateways and in the energetics. And you know, yesterday I felt it and I was like, oh, it's Equinox. I was like, oh, wait, I'm a day early. Right. And that's allowing ourselves to dive out of the linearity and step into the quantum flow and into the quantum knowing of who we are here and now. Right. So highlighted keys right now, focus is love and peace, and really sparking our trajectories and really calling forward what is that crystalline self, what is that crystalline pathway, what is that crystalline knowing that we're calling forward for ourselves, so we can begin harmonizing and really stepping forward into what these pathways mean for ourselves, right? And so as we dissolve the old and we say no more to the old pathways, can we let them fall and let them be what they are and not go re-enter those trajectories, guys? Because a lot of this is when we close a doorway on a trajectory, on a pathway, as en da aquí, we don't go back and play in that pathway. We don't go play in those old rooms. Once it's done and we step into this new alignment, can we flow forward knowing that our future is going to bring us exactly what we need, but also us declaring and setting our intention for what we are receiving and moving forward, that we will receive that, guaranteed. So it really is about that focus of awareness, right, for ourselves, that our intentions to serve our source, our intentions to be as soul, our intentions to move forward are really, really, really important right now. Really important. Really important. Peace and purity is really, really necessary right now. And so as we're stepping away from, many of us, old friends, old families, old routines, and we're letting go at deeper and deeper levels, can we allow ourselves to be within that space of transition and within that void so we can allow that to show up for us that we need, that is going to be replacing what this old is, including the limitations of our own belief systems, right? So a part of this expression is that as we let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, is that there can be those moments of what we'd speak of as void, that 0 point awareness of nothingness, where we expand and allow the light in the future to fill us up here and now, to receive for us what we need moving forward. I see that many cling on to those old pathways and those old routines and those old rituals, seeing, perceiving, witnessing that they're going to provide for them the nutrients that they're looking for from their source. And I see that they aren't. I can see that those nutrients don't provide for them what they need, the sustenance for their growth and their evolution. And as a result of this, you can see within some the crying and the need for those nutrients, but not knowing how to receive them. But the not knowing is a key energetic awareness for ourselves that opens us up to the level of vulnerability to state, I don't know. To let go of the need to know and to allow the miracle to arrive. How that miracle looks and how that miracle is perceived is really dependent upon the individual and the individuation. But you can open up to receive the miracle, the blessing of this now moment. Whether you feel far away from your goals and dreams or whether you feel like you're right next to them. Either way, this moment can be a miracle and can be a blessing for us all. Health, wealth, and well-being. Really key highlighted focus of awareness as well, of what we need in regards to resources to feel well, to feel whole, to feel connected. Should we need anything outside of us to feel connected? Caution means no. But we're still here in a vessel. We're still here in a light ship. We're still here in form. And this form needs things. This form needs things. We're an energetic being with access to 5 and more senses. And those senses need things. Those senses need touch. Those senses need sense, smell, taste, sight, hearing. And we want to make sure that all of those senses, as far as energetic awareness is concerned, can feel supported in the expression of them. And that's a part of that key highlight focus of the energetic awareness and of the emotional awareness, is feeling okay within the senses again, which is feeling okay within the form, which is then knowing that we can feel like we're thriving within our sensory body. And we can feel like we are thriving and know that we are thriving within our senses again. So then when we feel comfortable with the 5 senses, the access to those senses, which are communication links of our knowing, we then expand into what that 6th sense is, which is the deeper knowing, or more of that, the esoteric knowing, which provides a safe opportunity for us to expand, 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 and expand. Can we let the past be the past? Or are we just going to keep holding on and clinging on to the past? Who you were yesterday is not who you are today. you're actually the completion of all of that landed in this now moment. But to identify with yesterday is to identify with who you were. So are we identifying with who we were, or are we identifying with who we are? Or are we identifying with who we are becoming? Either way, right now, you can stay right where you're at and be okay there. We can practice patience. We can breathe into this space and go, you know what? It's okay to be right where I'm at. Because the radical acceptance of where I'm at, the acceptance of who I am here and now, and the acceptance of what I'm becoming provide this opportunity to allow, which means that we open up, which means we open up to receive. Right. Our knowing, your knowing, is extremely important for what's right for you and what you need on this journey moving forward. We can actually set our intentions today. We can set those intentions for what we're calling forward as an experience for ourselves. So I invite you to take a moment today and to go out and to set those intentions for yourself. What is it that I want to do? Where is it that I want to go? What is it that I want to receive? What sort of experience am I calling forward? Right? What sort of experience are we calling forward for ourselves? So as the gates opened up this morning, we could feel the peace, but we could feel a little bit of the solace too, to know that we've come a long way, but a lot has gone on in a very short period of time. And as a result, even yesterday, it was like, wow, man, a lot has gone on. And right now, the body and the mind needs to catch up with the acceleration, right? Because that level of acceleration, as it feels on the cellular body, as it feels on the mind, and as it feels on the child, can be pretty, I don't want to use that word, but it definitely triggers a shift in our own lives. And sometimes we need to take that time to catch up, or to quote unquote integrate. Quote unquote integrate. Right? And so as we take a moment to breathe and go, okay, we made it through this, right? We're opening up into a whole new energetic pathway. We're opening up to a whole new season of the zodiac sign. Aries season always providing for me a lot of acceleration, a lot of movement, and a lot of creation, a lot of fire. Is that it is going to provide a new movement. So right now, today, for myself, how can I slow down and rest for when this season hits, that we can hit the ground running and we can move through the energetics. We can move through our own creations. We can move through our newness in a way that is balanced, in a way that is reciprocal, in a way that is sustainable, and in a way that is loving and kind. In a way that is loving and kind. All right. Softness and peace is really been a key focus here. Right? Also, really taking those moments to send out our prayers and our intentions to our loved ones that need it the most right now. We're really good at praying for others. When was the last time you truly, truly prayed for yourself? You prayed for your own healing. You prayed for your own wellness. You prayed for your own wholeness. You prayed for your ability to receive. You prayed for your ability to know. You prayed that you could finally embody your own magic and share your own magic with yourself versus sharing your magic with others. Some people really need their own magic right now. Some people really need their own magic right now. I need to, and I'm not going to say need to do anything, but I can see it that we, at some level, need to work with our own magic and to create our own miracles instead of wishing them for other people. And yes, as they are representations and aspects of ourselves, right? At the end of the day, If we're here to do what we need to get done on planet Earth and the things that we want to do, we need to take care of our own well-being first. That's the only way it's going to sustain. Because if you come last and everyone else comes first, think about what happens. And think about what we're teaching there as well, guys. Think about the Gnosis that we teach by putting everyone else first or putting everyone above us. Think about what we propagate in awareness. Suffering, martyrdom, sacrifice. Are those the key themes that we want to share with our universe? And are those the key themes that we want to share with our own children? And those are the things that we need to ask ourselves. Those are the things we need to ask ourselves. That which I treat with self, are these the lessons and experiences I want to share with my family and to share with the future generations to come? Exactly. You're not the only one, you are one, yes. It depends upon the awareness. It depends upon the perspective and what everyone's individuation is going through. But yes. But yeah. Our knowing, trusting our knowing, calling forward peace and really calling forward the loving intentions for ourselves as we are harmonizing with the planet and harmonizing with what's been occurring. Right? But there's still so much new upon us. New experience, new gifts, new knowing coming in for us. New downloads, new insight, new friends, new lovers for some, new love. And harmonizing with a guilt-free and shame-free reality. Harmonizing with the reality that doesn't have judgment. And really refining our focus to what matters and means most to us at the level of the heart. What matters and means most to us at the level of our divine knowing. And then how we move through that going forward. So welcome in, guys. And I invite you to call forward your pathway. To set the intention to step into your own sacred ceremony, into your own sacred ceremonial practice, and then to go out and harmonize with Gaia, to ask those questions, to set those intentions, to call forward your universally aligned pathway, to harmonize with your primary ascension pathway, to harmonize with your knowing, to harmonize with your clarity, to harmonize with your love. And to find a place there where you can reside within that. Free yourself of the details, free yourself of the limitations, and allow yourself to just flow there. Think about the plasma pathways, the plasma being. Plasma doesn't quite have form. It's formless in its trajectories, and it's also pliable. It's bendable, right? It can be stretched. It can be expanded. It can shift into whatever it wants to become. That plasma, that flow of the waters, that energy of that opens us up to a whole new level of being, not only within consciousness, but within form. So it really is truly about stepping into what it is to be in our plasmic states, our rainbow plasmic states, and to open up to that fluid, to open up to that momentum. And to also recognize, guys, that plasma is programmable as well. So if we, as plasma, are programmable, what is it that we are receiving in regards to our knowing and our own programming? That is creating the reality, the belief system that is creating our reality. And do we really want those kinds of beliefs existing in our reality? And do we really want to fight with others regarding beliefs? Or do we want everyone to be allowed to have their expression of their universe, of their sovereign universe, of their sovereign being to be just what it is? And that we don't have to debate or fight on truth. We don't have to debate or fight with belief system. That we can actually just allow ourselves to harmonize with others that share similar beliefs, or even some different beliefs that we can now share with one another. That gives us an opportunity to create new universes and new realities. Because we are the creators. We are the Elohim. We are the divine. We are the first emanations of light here. We are the rays. We are the bandwidths. We are the rainbow. And as a result of us being in the waves of emanation of spirit, of light, a part of that creator code, that creation state awareness within ourselves, is what am I creating in every now moment? Through breath, through words, through thought, through action, through being. And harmonizing with our own center, knowing that in every now moment we can restart, reset, and rebuild and to renew. And that no reality is fixed, but it is the light of our soul that brings these things into alignment. It is our soul that aligns our pathways. It is our light that harmonizes with these new pathways. And the level of light that we hold within our own body, within our own form, gives us the balance and the alignment for what these pathways are. Okay. So today, and from every day forward, we can just open up to the flow. And recognizing that a big part of this journey, too, for a lot of us guys, is the effects that our light has on our physical body and how light affects our lives. Light is a disruptor. Light will shake you to your core. Light will change you. Light can be disruptive on the human, but it is the best friend to our soul. The more that we surrender deeper and deeper to our own light, the more that we step into the integrity of our knowing, the easier our life and pathways will become. A lot of us are stepping out of realities that weren't integral to the soul. They were built upon the foundations of the human needs, the human wants, the human desires, which is a part of us becoming the divine human. It's a part of our blueprint and a part of our pathway. But a lot of us lacked integrity at a soul level, and we're now remembering what integrity truly is. Integrity, integration. The integrity of our soul light is the new value system that we're moving forward and through into. Right? And a part of this dismantling is it is disrupt and it is abrupt. We have to look at feeling states, emotional states, the physical body, and also how it affects our own relationships. Because light will highlight where we've been disconnected. Light will highlight where we are no longer within resonance or within sync with things in our reality. And it's our choice, once we witness these things, to allow the disconnect to be the disconnect, to allow ourselves to harmonize to the new. And if we have to take action, the action is built upon the soul integrity and the soul light to begin harmonizing with new choices, new beliefs, new friends, new routines, new everything, so these disruptive patterns can end. Light shakes us to our core. Light moves us. The light that we have been encountering for quite some time is creating movement in our lives. Because for a lot of us, especially when we speak of the immovable object, it's the movement we need to harmonize with our blessings and to harmonize with our wish fulfillment and to harmonize with our miracle. And so the disruption and the abrupt dismantling of these systems and how they occur within our own body and how it affects our own realities and our own relationships is important. Because now we're starting to step into a soul-aligned pathway that honors soul integrity. And as a result, we have to say no more to certain things and certain conditionings and certain belief systems. It's opening up to deeper levels of compassion. It's opening up to be more kind and secure within our own beingness, and to really truly discover what it is to be an empowered light being, or an empowered light body, or an empowered soul here on earth. Right? Is that as we release and dissolve the judgment of who we are, who we were, and what we're becoming, we allow ourselves to be empowered within our knowing, to be empowered within our eternal essence, to be empowered within our glow. But empowerment does not mean rigidity, because the rigidity is what creates the fixations and the fixed states of consciousness and the limitations. This is why that plasmic flow opens up, which opens us up to being a quantum being in a body. So as our linear deconstruction is occurring within the form, within our thoughts, within our emotions, we're opening it up to what it is to be quantum. And to be a quantum being in a body is going to provide a whole new rule book that has no rules. We lived in constructs built on rules. Rules at a human level are important for keeping people into alignment. But whose alignment do these rules step us into? Right? So as we are dissolving the rule book and entering into a whole new value system, it's about allowing ourselves to step into what that value means for us. Right? Because we don't have control anymore. We don't have control anymore. And for those that have control, I honor you, I love you, I bless you. It's the empowerment of flow and stepping into that knowing, and then also recognizing we are advocates for ourselves with the divine, with the mother, with the father, with the knowing, with the child, and that we can advocate for our needs, advocate for our wishes. Hence why we set intentions and become conscious creators. Right? It takes a lot to burn through some of this conditioning, guys. Especially as we go through acceleration cycles and our cellular body starts to accelerate at such a rate that it starts to burn off old conditioning, which we'd speak of as the epigenetic blueprint or the two-strand DNA. So as we are clearing bloodline trauma and as we are clearing all of that stuff from past lives that's held within the cellular body, the acceleration provides us to go nuclear. So imagine what it means to go nuclear. To become the sun is we have to burn through a lot of things. And it can feel very disruptive, especially as you are embodying what we'd speak of as the phoenix. Right? So it affects our immune system. It affects our body. It affects our lives. Because at a cellular level, we are dying. We're rebirthing. But this isn't a physical death for many. A lot of it is an evolution. A lot of it is an evolution. And so, you know, when it comes to people who have been immunosuppressed for a really long time, this is where it really is that time to step forward and to call forward if you need it. What are the nutrients that you need and what's the support you need to support the physical body as it's going through its rapid repair, clearing out the epigenetics, clearing out the two-strand, clearing out the karma, clearing out the ancestral lines, because you're awakening to what it is to be that plasmic being or to be that solar being or to be that solar Christ being in a body. Right? So there's a lot of people that are going through this. especially if you hold certain starseed lineages. I see a lot of this occurring with the Andromedan lines. A lot of people that have seeded from Andromeda or hold a lot of Andromeda within them tend to deal with a lot more of the immunosuppression and deal with a lot more of the physical stuff. You know? So it's like there are certain lineages and starseed lineages that are just a lot more energetically aware and go through a lot more of the immune system and go through a lot more on the physical body. And I want to say I love you, I honor you, I bless you, because I have many friends that are like this as well. And some of us are just built a little bit different. Right? I hope, family. I hope. So thank you for coming into Sunday Gnosis. We are we're just we're kind of here flowing with the energetics and flowing with our oracular knowing, our oracle work, to just kind of bring through whatever needs to come forward for the collective. And as a part of sacred ceremony, as a part of being a witness of the divine, and as a part of saying thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my journey. Thank you for being a part of my wisdom. Thank you for being a part of my lessons. And thank you for showing me that which I need to see in every now moment of what I need to clear out of my pathway, what I need to secure for my future, and to give me the opportunity to express as well. Freedom of expression is a key, guys. We all need freedom to express. And so freedom of expression is really key here. Freedom of expression is really key. Freedom of expression is key. And so a lot of this, the unification, the grand unification that we're working with right now is what is our expression through this unification? What is our expression through the unified field? And what is it that we want to express in regards to our own creations, expression to our own family, expression to our own relatives, expression within our own creations? Soul's choice. Soul's choice in the infinite expression. It's cool. Now everyone's starting to communicate. Everyone's starting to pop out. Spring. Everyone's coming out of the cave now. It's cool. Winter time is always that like moment of hibernation. And now everyone's kind of like coming out like, all right, what's going on out here? We're moving the rock out of the way. You know. Everyone's coming out of the cave, checking around. Are we still here? We good? Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. You know, I can still feel within myself that there's still a lot of time of processing, a lot of time of integration, guys. So just be gentle and kind with yourself. Be loving to yourself. Be loving to your neighbors. Be loving to your friends, you know. But also embody that confidence, guys. Really, right now, embody that confidence. That confidence to be as your soul, the confidence to be as your light, the confidence to be a rainbow, the confidence to take care of yourself. I'm going to really quickly for myself, and I invite you guys to do the same, is to reflect on some lessons of winter time, right? What is it that you learned from this last season? What were the lessons? I know for me, there was a few. First off, really embodying my joy, empowering my joy, and being a guardianship of my joy. How to, really how to secure the seat of the soul, and how to really dive into my own womb and expanding that as being a man, you know, because the womb is such a, was always such a woman's space or a women's space. And it was never a place for the man to hold. And so to be in a male form and to embody the wisdom of the womb and to allow the mother to teach me through that space has been a key highlighted focus, and something that it's actually something I want to learn more about for myself, right? Is to be guilt-free, trauma-free within the sacral, within the womb, and what that joy of creation is for myself, and how I can embody more of that and share more of that energy with myself. So I can really embody what the wisdom of the womb is and what the Divine Mother teaches through that space, even though I am a guy, right? So as masculine and feminine comes into balance, right, is like really the embodiment of that joy and what the spiritual wisdom of the womb is for myself being in a male body. That has been a big lesson and a big key highlighted focus of awareness, right, for myself. Other lessons include just showing up, getting out of my own way, A big one was getting out of my own way and just showing up, trusting that the tools of the divine are held within. And then when I open up and I step into this space of knowing and allowing, that I allow the energy to flow through me and I allow my communications, I allow everything to just flow through me. Thank you guys. Thank you. You know, and that's been really a key thing. It's just been showing up and knowing that everything I need is built within me, right? And that these tests, these initiations bring in resilience, helps me to correct certain behaviors, helps me to correct certain emotions, helps me to make corrections on my pathways, and helps me to align to what it is that I'm becoming. So my internal struggle and my internal resistance can finally be over and I can just surrender to allowing. That's been another key highlighted focus. And there was one highlighted focus that I saw within lessons. Oh, yeah. The power of my knowing and taking my power back from spiritual teachers and taking my power back from others and not giving away my mastery keys to others, but really embodying what my mastery is within me and allowing that to be exactly what it is. That's been a big one, is the empowerment of self. And to not allow people to sway me, to tell me, to dictate me, or to direct me, to allow my focus to go within and allow my soul's expression to unite with me and to share with me and to communicate with me. Because I'm actually a big realization for myself, and I share this to hopefully help you all and spark you, is that my soul, okay, let's put it this way. Spirit outside of me, so externalized spirit, super freaking loud. Corey's soul, very quiet. My soul does not communicate with me in the way that like a guide or a being outside of me would, or telepathy would. So while at the source soul level, that architecture is a part of the one and a part of the knowing, the deep within soul does not communicate like the external divinity does. So if I'm channeling or I'm going into divination or I'm communicating with a master, that tends to be a lot louder than my own soul. My soul is constantly communicating to me. It's always communicating to me. And a lot of that is trusting that knowing, which tends to be a lot of times like a flash or I just know. I just know that it's like I will meet someone and I get a download or a zip file or like a scan disk or something like that, that like basically provides me a knowing of what I need to know within that moment. Whether that person wants to be here, whether, what they're going through, I just get a snapshot image. And it's not full details, but it just gives me an opportunity to know. It also helps me to evolve as a soul and to share more as a soul with what this communication link is, and to know that it's not as loud and not as abrupt as other realms and other beings are. That my soul is actually a very quiet communicator and I need to listen to it because it is within the subtles. It expresses through my emotions, it expresses through feeling states within my body, and it communicates to me directly all the time, as yours is always communicating to you. But it requires to go deeper within to really listen and to see. But for myself, the big one has been communicating with the soul and knowing that it isn't like a book, right? Like it's not sitting there telling me like, well, Corey, today you should go to this, or Corey, you need to go buy some celery sticks. No, my soul is very quiet and it communicates to me in a space of feeling from within, and then I'm the one that's translating that through the body and through the form in as pure of a way as I can. So that's been a big one. Communication with the soul and the soul links, right? So those have been my lessons. And as a result, I honor those lessons. I choose to let go of those lessons and embody the wisdom from here on forward so I could call forward a new experience for my journey. And that's a lot of the gnosis of what this sacred ceremonies are during passageways, is to just witness lessons, to say, I thank you, I honor you, I love you, I bless you, I let it go, I integrate the wisdom, and now from here on forward, what's said is said and what's done is done. So that's, just a part of a little bit of a thing that you can do for yourself, to go within and to discover what your lesson was, to share it out loud, write it out on a piece of paper, let the wisdom go, and let it be. Let it fly. Which then means don't hold on to it. Let it go. Because it doesn't have to come back in. You're not a victim of the lesson. You are an empowered soul. You're an empowered master within the body. And you signed up to go through these experiences, some of these experiences, so you could evolve and really step into your mastery again. Okay. And I want to remind you of that. It's safe for you to step into your mastery. It's safe for you to step into your knowing. It's safe for you to crystallize your intentions into your being. It's safe for you to feel empowered with who you are. And it really is truly safe for you to embody the love, to embody the all, and to embody your knowing here and now. And you can call that forward. Anytime you're not feeling safe throughout the day within your body or within your emotional realms, I invite you to just stop right where you're at, to stop what you're doing, to give yourself a hug, and to create that communication link to your body to say, hey, it's safe to feel right now. It's safe to be present right where you're at. It's safe to be within your own body's consciousness. And it's safe to be feeling exactly what you're feeling. And if it isn't safe within the physicality or within the realms of emotion, such as abusive situations, then it's about inviting the body to get moving and to begin aligning and making choices that get you out of that situation and to get you out of that environment, because you don't belong there anymore. As soon as there's emotional abuse, energetic abuse, spiritual abuse, physical abuse that are encountering in your lives, that means that reality is done, guys. The minute that you experience abuse, guys, that is a key sign from your universe that you are freaking done with that reality and it's time for you to get out. Okay? It's time for you to get out. But really take that moment when you're finding that energetic awareness and emotional awareness is increasing, that you haven't secured your empathic boundaries, right? And you're taking on a lot of stuff or whatever it is, to go through what you need to reset your life, to reset your energy, to reset yourself. Sometimes, especially if we're having certain conversations, communication links, right? We're communicating with someone and they're just trigger, or they want to go into those realms of distortion, or they just want to dump their emotional baggage on you, and you're feeling it because you haven't set your boundaries and you might be taking on energies or whatever it is, right? You have the right to say, excuse me, I'll be right back. I need to go use the restroom. Hey, I need to go outside and go for a walk. I need to get a breath of fresh air. Or if you're a smoker, which helps, hey, I'm going to go have a cigarette. I'll be right back. You have a right to shift out of that conversation to go take care of yourself, reestablish your boundaries, re-secure your field, come back into a place of peace and re-engage. And you are allowed to rinse and repeat that routine as much as necessary. Now, I recognize that it might look weird, that people might question you, that you might still feel a little bit off. But as a result, you taking that time to care for your energy, to care for your empathic boundaries, to take care of your own emotional well-being is triggering off a new pathway, because you're actually starting to say yes. Because there's a lot of us starseeds, lightworkers, indigos, that would sit in those situations and be the energetic punching bag and get our butts whooped by another individual and not take care of ourselves. And we walked away tattered, broken, and bruised from those situations, thinking and perceiving that that's what love was. And that sadistic form of love actually distorted our lenses of love and started to create this framework of a representation of the love that we were calling forward as something not of its purest and not of its highest, right? And so it's like one of those things for our own awareness is being able to say yes to ourselves, because those moments to say yes to your self-care and those say yes to that soul care and to say yes to that self-love is actually gifting you an opportunity. Your universe is listening, guys. Your universe that entire time is saying, thank you. You're choosing yourself now, right? And now let's begin to align with skill sets and practices within our own lives that's going to secure our boundaries. That's going to fortify our energetic connections. That's going to secure our new foundations. That's going to provide us the ability to grow and to evolve where we're not just getting our butts whooped 24/7 or landing in those situations that are sticky, that are very triggery, and at some level can be fueled with rage, right? Especially if there's alcohol involved, right? Especially if there's alcohol involved or there's substance involved in that, right? And so a lot of us releasing the pressure on that and not being a victim to energetics anymore, right, is really coming into that place of empowerment within our own energetic field and within our own energetic ranges, which means that you can step off for a little while. You can go relax and you can come back, right? It's a balance point. It's a balance point. Man, everyone's just waking up now and starting to reach out, right? So it's you, right, can empower yourself as a starseed, as an indigo within your lineage to be an empowered soul in the body, to be an empowered energetic force that is immovable, right? So it's when this light comes online. Yeah, so I'm hearing the song right now. It's by Gent and Johns, and it says, when we brought the sound that shook the ground. Man, everyone just starts blowing me up this morning. It's cool. Anyways, energetic awareness, guys. We are allowed to be. Oh my gosh. Who is this? They are evil. I honor you, I love you, I bless you, I thank you. Hell is of the mind. A lot of coming into our spiritual authority within this lifetime is resolving our heaven and hell issues. Hell is of the mind. It is a construct of separation, while heaven is the construct of unification or of the heart. And a lot of us coming in to remember our spiritual authority is bridging the gap between heaven and hell, or mind and heart, to bring that energetic awareness into focus and to merge them together. Hell can be spoken of shadow or of unconsciousness. The unconsciousness is the unknowing. And the more that we allow in our light and step in our light, the more we allow things to be illuminated or illumined within our own selves. So we can truly hear, see, feel, witness our own unconsciousness to come into a level of clarity in knowing that which we need to know about ourselves and about one another. So heaven is the heart. Heaven is the heart. But for those of us that are here to dissolve and resolve our dualistic constructs on planet Earth, means that we're stepping out of a game and we're coming to the awareness of what the gray is. The gray in itself is the middle path of the master, where we don't play into the contrast, where we don't play into the polarization, and we don't play into the divide. What we play is to the harmonization and the unification with self and with all through our eternal source connection. This is the grand unification beyond the I am, stepping into the we are. Because the declaration of I am is my connection to source. But the reunification, the unification of self with all is the we are. And that's an important place to be. Which means that good and evil as constructs are a part of me and a part of I and are a part of we. and they are honored, blessed, seen, felt, and witnessed. Doesn't mean that I have to like it or agree with it. Unconditional love doesn't mean that I have to like something. Unconditional love doesn't mean that I have to agree with something. It's about honoring it, blessing it, loving it, thanking it, seeing for what it is, seeing it for what it is, saying, aho, so mote it be, but not a part of my reality. And what you see within this screen is only a snapshot of an awareness, and of an awareness that I allow you to see as well. Because behind the scenes, there's more that goes on. So these constructs built within this screen, your own screen right now, what you see here is based upon your perspective. I do the best that I can to my abilities to provide clarity and light through this screen, and however you choose to receive that, you choose to receive that. Whether you see it as good or you see it as evil is entirely up to you. Either way, it's not going to stop me from showing up as my light. But I also can witness when someone comes in with a divide and conquer strategy, and anything that is dividing from self or dividing from truth or clarity, we can now see as separation. The heart wants to unify. The mind wants to separate. And so I invite you in back to love and say thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my journey. And I will pray for you. And not from a sense of a judgment or a nana boo-boo, but a recognition that we're all really just trying to find compassion, to try to find love, to try to find understanding, try to find inner standing with everything that's been going on in the world, and to make peace with who we are, and to make peace with one another, right? And if you want to throw daggers, energetic daggers at people that show up as the light, I want to let you know that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That I love you, that I honor you, I bless you, I thank you. And that you don't have to project your wounds onto me. You don't. Especially in the feminine rages. We don't attack the feminine. We do not attack the feminine here. Even if I'm in a male body, we do not attack the feminine. We don't attack back, but we can say no more. Okay? This is a place of peace. This is a place of sacred ceremony. Thank you. I'm glad to know that was Suhail. I was like, who is that? But I love you guys. Thank you. So guys, we can stand empowered as our light, right? We can stand empowered as our light. We can allow things to be forgiven. We can allow them to shift, and we can allow everything to come back to neutrality. We have that gift within ourselves, okay? We have that gift within ourselves. So I thank you. Thank you. That was a little bit to move through right there. So I thank you guys for being here, and for being in your love, right? And for being in your peace, right? Because we're still holding the peace. We're still holding the peace. And Suhail, I love you, brother. I love you. You've been here for a while. I've got a lot of respect for you, okay? I've got a lot of respect for you, and I love you. Yeah. How's everyone doing? Yeah, no problem, guys. No problem. All right, guys, let's just keep holding on to hope. Keep holding on to hope. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna step off. We're gonna step off and go rest. Been getting blown up. Now it's time to go talk to the family. Go talk to everyone, see how everyone's doing. Everyone's kind of waking up and stepping out into their newness. Guys, stay sparkly, stay divine. Stay feeling. Stay feeling. Looks like some miracles are coming in. So I'm going to get going because I just got a text message. It looks like a miracle. Corey might have transportation soon, which is beautiful. All right. So I love you. I honor you. I bless you. I thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. Right. So as we close out this sacred ceremonial space, right, guys, welcome to spring. Welcome to spring. Let's keep uniting the freedom. Let's keep bringing in our peace. Let's keep harmonizing with these new pathways, these new trajectories. Let's shift, 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 move, dance, swing, play, step into our joy, and do what we can to propagate those realities of love and those feeling states of empowerment and feeling safe where you're feeling in this given moment, okay? All right. Yeah, Corey getting transportation. Looks like Corey's getting a car, which is good. It's been about 9 months in the making trying to manifest a freaking car, and it looks like Corey might be getting a car today. Happy spring. All right, I love you guys. Much love and respect to all of you out there. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, right? Onward and upward, guys. Forward momentum, expansion, moving forward. We're in motion. We are in motion into the newness. So just stay open up to receive, stay blessed, stay abundant, stay beautiful, stay kind, stay brilliant, and I will see you guys soon. Mwah. Love you all. Ciao.